I'm Dominick Cruz, and this is my training partner, Callum Park. He will be Leon Edwards, and I will be Kamaru Usman. Now, both these guys are so tricky to break down because they're both switching stances all the time. But when you watch the fight with Usman and Edwards, you can tell that Usman really stayed in his conventional stance to really keep his defense tight. He wanted to keep that tight defense because of the striking of Edwards. At the same time, he was able to pressure Edwards the entire fight.
The pressure of Usman is something else, man.
So early on, Edwards did a really good job throwing the teep kicks with the pressure. The teep kicks would come and he would eat them. And he would pressure right through him. He'd eat them right here, boom, and you'd see him not even flinch. Edwards would go to the leg, he'd eat it, not flinch. He'd just stay right in front of him because Usman wants to keep the pressure, keep Edwards on his heels. The reason is if you give Edwards free-flowing space like this where he can let this lead hand battle win, the lead foot battle win, he can get that angle the way he wants. If he's allowed to move side to side and do anything he wants, he's so fast and so effective. So what Usman does is when he moves, he heads him off, keeps the pressure, and then he shoots, gets him to the fence right here. Once he gets him to the fence, he's attacking this double, and you see over and over how strong he is. Once he gets his hands behind here, he's able to so many times grab behind the legs of Edwards, step in, and just pull him straight out, just like this.
Taken down again.
He kind of submitted to that one.
Now what Edwards did so well is he always gets to a hip, gets on the hands, gets a knee underneath him, stands back up, and this is where the battle takes place for so much of the fight. You're seeing Usman try to pass this shoulder over the top, over and over. He'll knee, get it high, drag this out. That allows this to come over, and now he'll stay here on Edwards, drag him to the mat.
He is more than willing to fight this type of fight.
All right, now Edwards also has some slick takedowns. He has had some time grappling. Come on, you think he's gonna do MMA and not have any grappling at all? Even against Usman, he's able to get a nice takedown. You saw Usman sleep just a little on it. He gave Edwards a body lock. So what Usman does so good is he's so good at pressuring, keeping his hips out, and leaning all his weight on you, and then attacking, drop into a double. That's what he's so good at. But what Edwards did so well is he jacked him up, pulled him up off the legs, and then from here, he was able to keep this 50-50. And from this 50-50 position, he was able to beat this leg and trap this shoulder and this elbow of Usman. So again, when Usman dropped to a double, boom, he's able to stop it and then jack him up. And then right here, you see him grab this body lock and cinch it up. And so now what this does is I've blocked this hip, this elbow, and this shoulder is locked in. And he can't move it. It's like it's stuck. When he tries to move that arm, it's locked in there, and I've got his hips. So now what Usman does is he's got to get this hip out. So when he pulls the hip out, you see Edwards made such a nice adjustment. He stepped to the outside and took him all the way to the middle. And then you see Usman does the right thing. He tries to push on the knees and get out of mount. He ends up giving his back to Edwards. He was able to get this body lock in for a minute and hold some time.
Leon has outstanding back control.
And he's got to the body triangle.
Body triangle.
This is such a clutch position because not only does he get the takedown, he's burning the clock, he's in a top position on a grappler that is probably shocked to be in back control right now. So this is just a key moment that you got to pay attention to also. Don't sleep on it, on Rocky's takedowns. Definitely no secret that Edwards is a crafty striker. And not just a striker, but a southpaw striker. So he keeps that right foot forward, the left hand back. And what makes him so good is that he's never just standing here staring at you like this. He's always faking something. Fake, head movement. Fake the hip, boom. He'll switch stance, and then you'll see him attack the lead leg of Usman.
Good early attack by Edwards to that lead leg.
And then when Usman starts pressuring, this is where you'll see he'll fake the left and come with the knee. Straight to the gut. Super powerful weapon because Usman's always trying to head him off. So when he heads him off, he'll wait, and then when the pressure comes, knee to the gut.
Nice.
And one of the things he does so well is hits these down blocks. When Usman shoots, he's able to get these hands in here a lot of the time. It's like a gate, and it stops Usman from getting to his hips. In the first 2 rounds, he did really well with it. After he gets this, Then you get this overhook, then you get on the hand, and when Usman starts trying to dig for double legs, he keeps the legs spread, pulls it up, circles out.
Yeah, but it's when he gets up.
He's got to make Usman pay.
Especially if we go to the judges' scorecards.
So what Usman did so well in this fight for the first 4.5 rounds is he kept the pressure, and every time Usman wanted space, he would block him off and head him off. So if he'd squeeze this way, he'd block him off. If he'd go this way, he'd block him off. And he'd stay so close that he forced him to box and wrestle the high-low. And it kept Edwards very defensive. So Edwards didn't know whether to throw jab, cross, hook, throw a knee up the middle, or just move his feet. So he kind of gets stuck in a defensive mode where he's always defending takedowns. He's always trying to watch and defend big punches. His hands stayed on the fence. He's eating body shots, he's eating elbows, and it's all because of the pressure of Usman. But 2 minutes that he gets, about 1.5 minutes in the 5th round, really gave Edwards the juice he needed in his lungs to come back and throw that high kick. It was so pretty. He throws the inside kick. He's from a southpaw stance. So first he throws this inside kick. That looks like I could go high, medium. I could go to the head or to the body. So he goes inside, boom. Then he shows this left hand. And see how he gets him to slip? That's what he's looking to do, is get that slip out of it. So he throws this, boom. Then he throws the left hand, and then the kick comes straight to the chin. You get this man to slip, and then the kick follows right there. And then that's the end of the fight. That's all it took. One big shot, lights out.